If you hold XRP at this point, be honest with yourself and your decisions. Because yes, it is true that we see news like this, but it is also true that we are watching news like these. So you have to price all of those in. Yeah, the positive news will come in and you're watching those. But you also need to count on these, understand why that matters. Yes, XRP looks 100% strong for where it is and compared to the entire market. It looks very strong. The price structure which it is making right now looks absolutely bullish. I agree. I don't deny. But what next? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been going through a lot of these charts looking for negative divergence, and we understand the fact that some of these assets does have negative divergence and it does not look that great. Yeah. Now what you have to understand within yourself is how many assets in your portfolio has that negative divergence, because this does matter. We are all expecting the market to cut the rates further, but now Bank of America comes out saying no, we are not thinking that Fed is going to cut the rates further. So let's look at that in the price action. Yeah, this is what you're watching in XRP terms. You go on to a daily and this is what you see. Yeah, you are making a micro bull flag, and such a bull flag at a resistance makes a lot of sense to say we most likely will get a breakout. But keep that aside. Until you get that breakout, don't say it's going to be a breakout. Let's say we'll wait for a breakout. But my question is, if you bought your XRP in this range and you're 5x and you haven't taken any of your profits out, think. If you bought in here and you already made decent ROI, close to 8x, 10x, and you haven't taken your capital out, think about that. I'm not telling to take everything out. I'm asking you a question to be honest with you, because the macroeconomic situation is this. And the big guy, Bitcoin, shows you this. Now, don't take my opinion. Don't take your opinion. Don't think. Just look. Yeah? When you see the weekly RSI exiting the market, you get sometimes a retest. Great. So what if we're going to get that? Yeah? If we do, that's the good luck for the majority, if you still own this asset. But there's a lot of times where when you exit that range, it is the time where the negative divergence starts to play out in Bitcoin. Some highly correlated assets to that of Bitcoin follows it. The assets without negative divergence show performance. Now watch this. This is 2021. Bitcoin exits from the overbought territory on a weekly chart. Get this straight. I don't want to hype things up. I just want to give you the real idea and what happened in the market back then. Bitcoin exits from the overbought territory, and what happens? There is a retest. Great. So we saw that in 2024 as well. While that retest was happening, after the negative divergence was confirmed, altcoins went crazy. Look at that time and date and follow any charts you want. That was February when the negative divergence was confirmed, and in March it started running hot. Now look at what you're watching. You had the negative divergence confirmed in December. So that means the end of Jan, the early Feb is going to be a good time for a set of altcoins. Now let's look at which set of altcoins look crazy bullish. Yeah, they have a great trend to the upside. They don't have negative divergence. They still show you I'm trying to push higher. Yeah, the structure, it's familiar for us. You put that into a line chart and you understand what I'm saying. This is the expected direction. Fine. Now, keep that just as a speculation. And look for the trend line. Can you see this break? Yes, at that point, go ultra bullish. That is fine. Now, say you are not a short-term guy for an asset like XRP because you truly believe in the fundamentals. What's the argument? This was the resistance, that is the support now, and I think this is going sky high. Fine. You're still watching this asset on the overbought territory on a weekly chart. You enter the monthly and the monthly suggests, whoa, it's not the time to slow down. I'm still going higher. So you know what XRP and that segment stands for now. Yeah, you go back into XLM. This is what you're watching. It is slowing a bit down, but why? Your resistance, which you broke, is not retested yet. And you are retesting a higher level. So if you get to see a bounce from the previous level of support here, that shows this asset is going to be too strong. Most likely, if you do that, this may generate more ROI than XRP. Now, my biggest asset is XRP, but you look at this and you see that is also forming similar structures. So it's highly correlated and it's showing you I can bounce further to the upside. Now, all that matters for us at this point is to be in the market and understand it. The market right now shows you easy things. Now you formed a lower high, but you're not forming a lower low yet. Your support to be retested is lower. But when you come here on a weekly chart, you see that the RSI is coming back down. Fine. Now, look at that clearly. The first time when you're coming back down, big drop, what were you doing? You had that big drop in the price too. But then you had a retest. So it kind of aligns with what the Bitcoin chart was talking about. It can retest. Now say that's not the first one, yeah? The first one was in here, dropping below the overbought region and then getting back into it. Are we in that range? Not really. But say if you want to compare with that, what are you looking at? You are still arguing about this phase. Chances are we may still be there because the previous range of resistance is now the support. The all-time highs region is the support now. So you can argue that. That has clear valid points, especially when you go on to the monthly chart. It looks absolutely bullish. It looks like a trap, which we have seen before in alt market. But then you actually change that chart into total crypto market. There is something there, yeah? You're now watching a push to the upside as of now on 11th of Jan 25. You're now watching that, yeah? You're watching that the price is making something like this. Will Bitcoin do something like this? Which means the price dropped from that time. Is it going to repeat that? We don't know. So we are comparing it. So while you're comparing, you look at this and then you actually go on to a 3-day chart. The support is valid. It is good. But where is the momentum? That matters. Yeah. You look at the volume. You have more buying volume than the last selling volume. Yes. Now look at the candle. Last selling volume generated this big of a selling candle. Sellers dominated the market. Now look at the buying volume. You have way more buying volume, but you don't have that buying strength. What does that mean? So you have to think, why is that happening? And that's especially happening because of Bitcoin. And we all know that. Yeah. When you directly go into the Bitcoin chart, you see that, oh, it's true that majority of the market still is Bitcoin. And that's why we see that in the total market. So altcoin market shows you something different, and a segment of altcoin that shows you exceptionally bullish things, for sure. But are you in those? Are you in the assets with negative divergence around 60-70% of your portfolio? Then you have to take the right decision. Just yesterday, while talking to a Canadian friend, he's like big in XRP, XLM payments. So most likely 10-15x up, 10-12x up. But I'm like, but it's time to take some profits. Yeah, remove your capital, that kind of things. Not a lot of people does that. Now, we agreed on doing something for sure in the one-on-one sessions. We do that regularly, watching your portfolio, right? I give my thoughts on what would I do if that's me running that portfolio, right? And you guys already saw what I did with my portfolio when the price was still up. Now, I was happy that he took the decision from the last meeting and took his capital sum out around 2.7 something in dollar terms. He's a Canadian, so the conversion is there. But now watch this. If you did that with XRP, now you're watching that the price is down from that level. Not too much, but a little. But you have the peace of mind. Like you have dry powder outside. If it drops to that support, I can buy. Fine. Now, on a macro front, there is nothing stopping XRP. You have all the positive things happening at that support with all these bullish structures. But wait for that breakout, and until that breaks out, what will you compare it with? You will have to compare it with Bitcoin. There is no other option. Now, when you come to XRP Bitcoin, what do you see? I mean, this is one of the most important points which I don't see the majority talk about. Yeah, here in a 3-day chart, you're still in the overbought territory, and that shows a lot of arguments, because on a weekly, the XRP to Bitcoin shows you this. I'm in the overbought territory and I'm bouncing back up. Go back in time and see what that meant for price action. That does not happen every now and then. And whenever that happens, yeah, you continue higher for the next leg up. And that's wave 2. This is what I have been talking for the last 2 years. When the wave 2 happens, what should you do? Now, decision is yours, the portfolio is yours, but if you think the SI family will help, be there, use the link in the description below, reach out, do the one-on-one session, make sure you understand it. Depending on the value of your portfolio and the priority which you give to your portfolio, that decision is going to be important for you. Because on a weekly chart, you don't do this every now and then. Last time we saw that was back in 2017. That's how long it takes. Yeah. Now, is there anything else which rhymes from 2017? Look at this trend line. Do you see this? Yeah, but that looks something. It looks genuine. Yeah. All the way from 2017, you went up. I mean, that looks good. A retest or not, a bounce is imminent. When? No one knows. But expected timing is the key part. Whenever you saw XRP running up the first big leg above that moving average on a weekly chart, what you have seen is a follow through without much of a delay. The entire run up, even back then, took around 175 days. Yeah, great. I'm all in for that. Yeah, the next one took 84 days. Ooh, I'm perfectly okay for that. Now, think how much time did we consume till this point? Somewhere around 70 days. So, in both cases, you have what? A month or 2. Is that bad? I don't think so. So, if you hold XRP and payments assets and a little bit portion in some others like gaming, MEM, AI, that's okay. But if you have very little payments, think about it. Now, yes, there are some assets which shows you I can go parabolic. I agree. But the utility, the fundamentals, and the price action looking like this doesn't happen every now and then. Now, say, for example, you go into the XRP dominant side of the equation. That is something we talked before. And now look at what it's showing you. I mean, XRP dominance breaking through this to the upside means what? This was a resistance. You broke that. You're retesting this and you're bouncing through. XRP dominance bouncing through that means what? If you have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% or plus in your portfolio with this asset, boom, you are making big gains this cycle. Yes, it was the most hated asset for a long period of time, but now Just one more leg up will bring almost all the other crypto guys jumping into XRP. You'll actually see a ton more new channels coming up for XRP. But think about this, who have been here for last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. There have been few, yeah, giving you guys the right idea for this long period. And especially while the price was consolidating inside this for this long, it was hard. Now remember, this is XRP against the entire market, including Bitcoin, including Ether, and all the other coins. Now what do you see? You're going back to 2020. You're going back to that levels and not to the downside, to the upside. What's the volume? That matters, yeah? Now we are in the oh what territory in this too. What does that matter? I mean, honestly, guys, this is not a big thing to scratch through. This is not rocket science. Just keep your emotions under control, and this guy is going to perform for you. Yes, there will be highly correlated asset performing a little bit better. It's XLM, HBAR. You'll see a lot of American-made projects which will do fantastic with what's happening in the US. Yeah, so we understand that fact. Now, keep that aside and look for the entire market. How do you see? It's the Bitcoin dominant side of the equation. XRP dominance, we just saw that it's about to go up. So Bitcoin dominance has to slow down, if not drop to the downside, because XRP is one of that biggest asset. And if it is about to take the throne, kicking Ether out, that means something. Yeah. Now, when you reach the Bitcoin dominance, what you see is this. It is still trying to push back up. Ooh, that's a confusing part. I mean, at least for me, that is. Because the way I think, the only way this would make sense if the Bitcoin dominance is breaking back up is XRP is going up, Bitcoin is going up, but XRP to Bitcoin is going up, which means if Bitcoin is doing a 10% move, XRP should do 100% moves. Yeah, that's the only way it will make sense. That amount of space requirement in the XRP dominance, in the XRP to Bitcoin chart. I mean, it is clear for all of us. But it's not time to get that excited. If you are new in the market, you bought XRP at $1.5, $1 or above, yeah, you'll have to wait a little bit more to get those ROI, which, people like us who have been here for 5, 6, 7 years have, because we've been buying all these years, and that allowed us to buy at a lower price too. So while going through your portfolio, understand your exposure, your risk tolerance, and your risk bearing ability. Some people are willing to take all the risk in the world, but actually their risk taking ability based on the income, the expense, the responsibilities is very low. So that is why I always go through the one-on-one session with that, saying, yeah, I see you are ready to take that amount of risk, but what's the actual situation like? Should you be taking that? If it's your rough capital to play out with, do all that you want. That's fine. That's where financial intelligence comes in. This is why we say scientific investor. There are people who put in $500 in Doge and made big. Yeah, I agree. That is luck or maybe a coincidence. It may not happen every now and then. So you need to look at your portfolio with that level of intelligence and take the right decision at the right time. If you have XRP, I think, yeah, that guy is going to run big. It is going to dominate, but I don't think it's going to actually reach $100 plus or close to that this cycle. Yeah. Next cycle, maybe it will reach there. But think about this. The opportunity is now in this cycle. Make it big. So guys, if it is your value, smash that like button. And if you want more help, details, my opinions, my thought process on your portfolio, reach out via Scientific Investor Patreon. You have the link in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.